So once again, I'm down here at another beautiful day here in Phuket, Thailand, and this is Kata Beach, one of my favorite beaches here. I've made videos here before, so I thought I'd do is take a little walk and enjoy. So the question I often get is, can you retire on $1,500 a month here in Phuket? And I thought I'd do a video on that because I've had some comments regarding that, and I thought I'd do one on a basic lifestyle here, nothing extravagant, and I'll kind of tell you how it is, because one thing here, I've spent a lot of time here and I'm basing it off my own experience, and this doesn't cover any other place in Thailand, just down here in Phuket. You know, not in central Thailand, north, or up there in the Pattaya area where it may be a little bit different. So these are my own opinion, and if you have any comments you'd like to add on this video, I'd really appreciate it, because any help I can get or help somebody else out, that would be a really big help to somebody that may be considering retiring here. Look how blue the water is. Now, one thing you really have to consider, obviously, is accommodation, and that'll run you anywhere from $250 to $450 per month. And that is only a really basic 1-bedroom apartment, loft area, you know, and with just maybe a bed and a bathroom. Very, very simple. Maybe you can get something cheaper than that. You probably can, but you really gotta look around for it. Now, if you go around these tourist areas where I'm at right now, you won't find anything like that near the beach, especially. This is more or less inland, where you're going to find some good, cheap accommodation. And I appreciate anybody that knows of some really cheap accommodation. Leave it in the comments. And I'm only specifically asking you right here in Phuket, nowhere else in Thailand. And that really does help me out. Now, the next thing you got to consider is you got to eat, right? And you can do this. Food, they'll either run you around $300 to $400 a month. Although you can probably go a little bit lower than that. Although you would really have to eat like a local, I call it. You know, use all the cheap markets. Cheap food. I mean, forget about eating any type of Western restaurant. It's just not going to happen. You'll end up spending hundreds more a month just by doing that. But I suggest is, you know, go to places like Macro. You can get some pretty good deals. The Big C, which is another place. And then just go to the local markets and pick up some veggie and stuff, and you're good to go. And you can do it. Although a little bit tight. But that is the food-wise. Again, around $300 to $400 per month. Now, utilities, all right? Wherever you're staying at, you're going to have some type of internet access, you know, air conditioning, electricity, running water, and that'll run you anywhere from, let's say, $70 to $100 per month. So you can tack that on. Yeah, you can live in a room with just a fan, but it's really uncomfortable. If you try that, try it for about 3 or 4 days and you'll wish you had some AC. But you definitely need internet access. Yeah, you can cheat and you can go out and find some free Wi-Fi, but it's good to have it right in your place, you know. And maybe it's included, but obviously if it's included in your apartment, it's probably going to be added on to your expense anyway. So just calculate that in. You can rent these jet skis out for about 1,600 baht for 30 minutes. Now, next thing I'd like to talk about is transportation. You need to be able to get around here. Now, Phuket is not really all that walkable. It is if you're in one specific location, but if you want to get around the island, you're going to need some wheels. And the cheapest way to do that is with a motorbike. That'll run you by maybe between $30 and $90 per month. Now, if you go the car route, that's going to run you, you know, probably about 35, 40 bucks a day, US dollars a day. Although it's much safer. Yeah, you can get the Grab, you can do the taxis, the tuk-tuks, and some of those other, you know, taxi apps. But either way, it's going to cost you if you want to get around. And that's really important. If you really want to enjoy this place, you have to have some type of transportation. And make sure you got a good updated international driver's license, especially with the motorbikes, because there's checkpoints all over the island. And if it's not updated, they will fine you. They probably impound the bike as well, so make sure that's good to go. And you can see how this is all starting to add up. Now, you need some type of medical insurance. You don't want to come here and live here without anything to cover you. And also make sure you have a good wad of cash in case you do have an emergency. Very important. You know, either research travel insurance if you can get some long-term insurance, or look around here at the basics. But usually that'll run you around 45, 90 bucks a month, depending on what kind of coverage you want. The better coverage you can get is what you should be shooting for. They do have really good hospitals here, and they will take care of you. But if you don't have the money, it's going to put you in a hurt locker. So very important to have some type of insurance. Can't overemphasize that enough. You know, if you're retired military, TRICARE will work, but you got to submit a claim back and get your money, which could be a hassle. I suggest just go the insurance route. Find something you like. There's so much of it out there. Do your research. You can ride one of these guys for, I believe, 1,500 for a run. They make some pretty good money. This is right outside the Club Med, which is right the road directly behind the beach. Now, the last one I'd like to talk about is miscellaneous expense, and that would include like toiletries, visa extensions, and, you know, simple entertainment, because, you know, you want to enjoy yourself here, right? And you should give yourself at least $100 to $200 a month for that. Maybe you can lessen it, but you simply are cutting yourself short. So what is the final? Can you live off of 1,500 US dollars per month? I would say yes, you can, but you're not going to be very comfortable living on that amount. I suggest more or less 25 to 3,000 US dollars per month, where you can virtually enjoy yourself here. And the reason why I say that is, if you really want to get the experiences here, do some good island hopping, and really enjoy this beautiful tropical climate, that's the way to go. But if you go with the original amount that I talked about, it's going to be very tight, and you're going to be counting every single penny that you spend. And who wants to do that? And any comments, I really appreciate it. It really does help out this channel, and it'll definitely help out this video of anybody that has experience living down here. I've been coming back and forth here for many years. I do know the place very well. And again, it's just based off my own experience, but I'd like to hear yours. Favorite things to do here is run this back road in the morning and then hit the beach on the way back. See how beautiful it is just from behind. Kind of give you some you know, behind the scenes look here. I'm going to give you some examples of, let's say, beach prices on a meal right here, okay? And this guy is set up right here behind the beach, and you can see what he has. So if you get some pad thai, 80 baht right there, and you know, that's a little over $2. Omelet with rice, 50 baht. Tom Young, Don. So you can see with your basic prices. No, that's a little bit on the high end if you go that way. I will call those beach prices, you know. Now we're gonna go over and check another place out, which is right on the main road in Kata, and I'll show you what that's. This is right here at the Flow Surf, and it's right at the south end of Kata. I'm going to show you some prices. This is for Thai food, obviously much higher. They're more or less Western prices here. Street area down here in the south, and I'm going to show you some prices. Almost similar to the beach, probably, although you probably get a bigger serving here. A little bit more expensive, depending on what you get. Obviously, seafood's going to run you more, but take a walk inside. The only problem is there's a lot of fried food. You simply can't eat this stuff every day. I mean, even then, it's really overpriced. 5 for 100 baht, you know. And I wouldn't buy fruit here. Go to the markets, you get a better deal. So you'll see the price. It's like I call these lumpia 4 for 100 baht. You know, that's what, $2? Way overpriced. This is good for like maybe once a week to come down here. Barbecue. Again, go to the market, buy your own stuff, prepare your own food. Much cheaper and healthier. And this stuff has been sitting out for a long time too. You know, it's good for a quick food, but that's about it. You know, come off the beach. Sweaty cup. These barbecues, 1 for 30 baht. So basically you're paying $1 each for them. 70 baht for a coconut. So yeah, this is touristy, overpriced. Just want to give you an idea. This is not the way. There's some fares, recommended fare. And this is using these taxis. All these taxi drivers right here. They're always looking for business. Sweaty cup. How are you, sir? Pretty good? All right, man. How are you? No, I don't need taxi. I got taxi right here. So if you want to go to, let's say, the airport, 1200. You know, you get up at Tong, it's 500. So that's some basic fares. How about that? That's why I'm saying a motorbike is the way to go. But if you take this bus right here, this is 40 baht, and they'll bring you all the way into Phuket town. And you can get off, you know, before it at different routes. I think there's a little route here and you can study it. Okay, that's probably a good bang for your buck right there. I've taken it numerous times. It only runs till like 1700 though. I mean, after that you're on your own doing your mango run. But, you know, it's mango season, so everything's pretty good. Yeah. I just kind of choose them. I look for the, you know, a little bit not too hard. So many of them, huh? Usually in pretty good shape. Make sure they're not bruised or so forth. That's a nice one. Not bad. He's putting them in the bag. There you go. These are a good slot. Not too overripe, but just enough. Nice and small right there.
That one?
Bigger bag? Big bag, yeah. That's too small. Let's see what else they have. You have all types of pre-packaged fruit. Let's see this pineapple here. That doesn't look too bad. That looks good. Get a couple of those. A couple of these too, sir. Okay. How about that? How much we got? How much? So you're gonna add everything up there. Let's see. $2.17. Okay. All that. Pretty good. 1, 2, and 20. You can keep. Thank you. Not bad for all that food. So I thought I'd end this video with a beautiful backdrop of Kata Beach on a gorgeous day. And I would really appreciate anybody that could add comments to this video. That would really help out anybody that's considering coming here. And my last advice would be, if you do want to come here, try out for a trial run. Come here for about 2 or 3 months and see if you can do it and see how happy you are. And if it works out, go for the long term for a while. But try it out first. It's not for everybody. And I hope to see you in my next video from where I'm at right now. Later.